Oh YouTube, what's really good? My name is Vivid and it has been a hot minute since I've uploaded mostly because I've been busy, but hear me out. I know that that's the same excuse I normally use, but I got married, while I was away. So I feel like it's a little bit more warranted than, normal, because apparently marriage keeps you busy, and on top of marriage just keeping you busy, I've just been busy. We're also moving, or rather, I'm helping Emily move to Arizona in December, but then I'm going back to the Texas and finishing my school year as a teacher boy, and then I'm packing up and moving. So we're still packing stuff. Like, this setup is completely different, which is probably the video probably looks substantially better because I'm using a very nice camera to record, but I've only got like one light. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take the green screen out. We're gonna have to figure everything out, but yeah, so hi. You've read the title. This is the best Pokemon Sword and Shield tier list. The only Pokemon Sword and Shield, did I say that right? It's the only tier list that matters, and what I mean by that is we're going to be ranking all the new Pokemon almost purely based on aesthetics, because we don't really have much more information on them than that. If you have been avoiding leaks like the plague, then go ahead and dip out. This video, it's not for you. I'm ranking these Pokemon, and again, it's almost purely aesthetic, because we don't really know anything. But I found a sweet tier list. Also, quick shout out to A-Drive. He uploaded a video, I think of this exact same thing, the day I'm recording, not uploading, I don't know if I'm uploading it, but the day I'm recording this at least. He's already uploaded this video. I'd planned on making my own tier list, but then I just went to Tier List Maker and saw that one was already made. So I'm gonna use that. But anyways, shout out to A-Drive. He did it first, so I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh no, he's bandwagoning or copying. A-Drive's a pal. Also, if tier list videos are popular, make tier list videos. Who knows? Okay, so again, just before we get into this, I would like to preface once more that this is almost purely on aesthetics, and also if you don't want spoilers, now is the time to get about, because it's not going to get much better from here. It's not getting much better for you. So I'm going to dip down into the Pokemon, and we're going to go pretty quick. I'm not going to sit here and talk about all the Pokemon like I did in my last tier video, because these are all new. So let's start off with probably my favorite two boys, and that's going to be Toxtricity. It's a hard thing to say. This thing has two forms. One is called low-key form, which means presumably the other one is high-key form. So they're low-key and high-key toxic, which I think is incredible. I think both of these look like the best boys, and that's great. Also, let me break down these tiers real quick. These are the top tier. The top tier is the absolute best. The next is I love these. Next is still good boys. So these are all the goodest boys. But these are the goodest of the good boys. And then these are the Denny's of Sword and Shield. So when something is the Denny's of something, I know I've explained this in a video, but when something is the Denny's of that thing, everything is just okay with that. So what I mean by that is, like, if I say this Pokemon is the Denny's of Sword and Shield, basically, it's just okay. Like, you might use it, you're never gonna be like, wow, this is my favorite thing ever. It's just okay. Because every time you go to Denny's, you go in, you order your food, everything is just okay. The service is normally not awful, but it's never great. The food is not awful, but it's never like, wow, that was the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. Everything is just okay. So this is the just okay tier. And then these are starting to be bad boys. I hate these, and delete. So those are my tiers, and let's get back to it. Okay, Cramorant. I don't really care for this thing. This is starting, he's got a cool derp face. Yeah, I don't like him. I'm gonna say starting to be bad boys. Okay. New Yanmask. Galarian Yanmask. I'm going in a really eclectic order, by the way, because I guess that's my mode. I think that this is a good boy. I like runes. I like the concept of runes, sort of like these magical artifacts that contain some type of power, and I think that is kind of cool. And let's go ahead and grab, what is it? Runerigus? Runerigus. I don't know how to say that. I think this guy is also very cool. I think it's sweet. I think the design is sweet. Love runes. I played a lot of RuneScape. Use runes to cast spells in that, which has presumably nothing to do with this Pokemon, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I don't like these. I don't like these little chipmunk things even a little bit. I think they are aggressively not great. I don't think they're good. This thing looks like, I don't know, like Disney animation. I think they both kind of do. I think the first one is probably a little bit better than the last one. I think I don't like the evolution. What is it? Squovet and Greedent? I'm assuming these are evolutions. I don't really know. That's another thing. I mean, I've been keeping up with spoilers as much as possible, not story. Obviously, I just popped my neck. I wonder if that heard. Like, that heard? I wonder if that was audible. I've been keeping up with spoilers as much as possible. I'm a big fan of a lot of this. Don't know anything story-wise, and don't know, like, presumably, I guess, for example, like these two, the apple line. Like, I think a lot of people thought that this was first stage, second stage, third stage, and what it turns out is this is first stage, and these are split evolutions based on gen, so... Not gen, based on the copy you are playing on. So if there are things like that, like if this is just like based on the copy, I don't know that. All right, keep going. Where's Yamper? Yamper is a love. It's not the absolute best. It's a love, and then his evolution is just okay. I would have preferred to see a Corgi stay a Corgi and not turn into, what is this thing? It's like a Great Dane or I don't know. It looks like Bolt, right? Like or am I just saying that because its name is Bolt Hound? Bolt Hound? It looks like the dog from the movie. Elephant Boy is really cool. Elephant Boy is still a good boy. Elephant Boy is still a good boy, and Elephant Pre-Evo is still a good boy. I'm just gonna start sorting things and I'll figure it out later. I love this apple. I think Apple is really cool. I think Flapple is like the absolute best. It's an apple dragon. Apple Pie Boy, not so much. He is the Denny's of this generation. Poltegeist, straight to the top. Are you kidding me? Sinistea. It's not as cool as Poltegeist, but its name is fantastic. And I also think someone called this a while back, right? Like maybe that 4chan post was faked, but I think someone called the name Sinistea and Poltegeist like well before they could have probably had information about this. I mean, maybe they were an insider, but realistically, I think it was just like a kind of like a 4chan, you know, shit post. Am I gonna have to go back and bleep that out? How serious am I taking things? No, as it turns out, I was too lazy to go back and bleep that, but instead recorded another piece of audio that I could insert into the video while also having to freeze frame and then gray everything out because it just seemed like the better option and just much less work. Stonejourner. The name is hard to say. Stonejourner, which is like a combination of Stonehenge and Sojourner. What does that word even mean? Like if I were to Google that right now, what does that, a temporary stay. So if I say sojourner, not truth, but just sojourner, is a person who resides temporarily in a place, may also refer, okay, all right, very cool. So yeah, name's hard to say, and I don't know, maybe I'll have to, I don't like the design. It's like really meh. This thing is very cool. This entire line, honestly. This is a pseudo line that I think is incredible. These are the pseudo legendaries of the generation. It's like Dreepy, Dracloak, Dracloak, and Dragapult. Very cool. Super dope Pokemon, honestly. Big fan. Also, shout out to this camera. I have an app where I can like film. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I can like start it and like set my settings up on the phone. So that's how that's how I set everything up. It's way better quality than the webcam, presumably, if I set all the settings up right. I teach this at school, so I would hope I'm at least doing reasonably. Orbeetle, not great. Starting to be bad boys. The whole line. I hate this one. This thing looks atrocious. This thing, it's not as bad. This thing I don't like. Roly-Coly. Starting to be a bad boy. Carcoal instead of the charcoal, also starting to be a bad boy. Colossal though is it's the Denny's. I think it's fine. I think it's basically just okay. Fox Boy, Nickit. how do you, Niket? Whatever. Fox Boy's real cute. Still good boy. Evolved Thivu? I love it. It's very cool. This is the better version of this, though. I mean, they look pretty similar. This one's just more defined, so it's better. More Pico. Very cool. It becomes hangry. It reminds me a lot of Emily. Oh, does she watch these? No, absolutely not. She doesn't care. Choodle. Little derpy turtle boy. I hate it. I hate it. Dreadnought. The Denny's hate turtle. All right, moving along. Toxel, the pre-evolution of Toxtricity. Very cool. I'm gonna say love. These are like top tier boys. This whole line is so good. This has got to be, I think, the best pseudo legendary line that I can think of. I don't like the entire Hydreigon line. The entire Dragonite line I like, but I think that's nostalgia. So I think that I'm letting my nostalgia get the better of me there. I don't even really care about Tyranitar. I love this bird. This bird I love. And then this bird is substantially less good, but it's the Denny's. And then Corviknight is very cool. But yeah. I think that this is like the coolest overall looking pseudo line. Like Metagross, all its forms aren't cool. The Salamence line, I don't really think any of them aesthetically look great. Like Salamence is okay. Goodra, I don't think it looks that great. Hydreigon looks dope. The rest of the line looks like garbage. And then what are we missing? The Komodo line. It's okay. It's just okay. Is that all of them? I think I covered all of them. Just in that brief instance. Okay, let's see. Clobopus. Some of these names, dude. Some of these names have the potential to be taken the wrong way. I'm gonna say it's the Denny's. I think it's just okay, but this boy, I like his color scheme a lot. He's blue and kind of like that electric yellow. I wish he would have picked up a secondary typing. He's gonna still be a good boy. I wish he would have picked up secondary typing, because these being mono fighting, I think, is probably a missed opportunity. I think a lot of what is done here with this deck specifically is balancing. Because we know they're trying to, or at least one of the reasons they said that they trimmed the decks down was balancing issues. So I think a lot of these typings that otherwise don't make the most sense were probably done for a balancing reason. That's my guess, at least. Because a lot of these, it seems like a lot of these should have secondary typings that they don't. Like the sand snake, it's so cool. I love it. It's great. It's evolution, Sandaconda. It gets absolute best just for the name, but no, it doesn't get absolute best. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm bumping both these down a tier, because this should have been a poison ground, realistically, not just a ground. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me being trained to think that snakes always have to be poison type, but whatever. I think it could have picked up a secondary typing is my whole point here. Milkery, nope. It's starting to be bad. Alcremie is like the Denny's. It is the Denny's of Pokemon. Wooloo. I'm not big on the Wooloo love, dude. It's a Denny's mon. And then Double is like starting to be a bad boy. Gossifleur and Elder Goss. Very cool. Gossifleur is much cooler looking than Elder Goss. So we're gonna say still a good boy. And then Elder Goss is going to be also still a good boy. Actually, I don't know. I like the big cotton puff. I think I'm gonna like these, like in theory, if they get pretty good move pulls. They have Regenerator, and I love Regenerator mons. We'll leave them here. We'll figure out the rest later. Arokuda? This is like, I don't like this. These are like not great. These are starting to be like a little too plain. This generation, I think, is anything but plain, except a few things. So let's break those down right here. This penguin, what is it called? Ice Cube? It's just like a penguin. It looks, I wish we could delete it. I don't think it's good. The one with the ice cube on its head, its other form, is like pretty okay. I'm gonna put it in the Denny's because I think that that's cool. If this was the Pokemon, I don't know. They're so stupid looking. There's something about this one I like though, because it reminds me of Marshmallow, the DJ boy. This thing, Edie, not a fan. We can delete this and we can delete that. I do not like them. I think they look very bad. Snome, it's okay. No, I think it's starting to be a bad boy. Frostmoth looks really cool. So we're gonna say it's still a good boy. It looks really cool. It's probably, if Stealth Rocks are in this generation, I think that all of these new bug types are going to be severely hindered by that. Because, I don't know. Oh, this is Hangry Morpeko. This is Emily when she's hangry. I'm going to put that one there because I think it's cuter. Cursula, very good mon. Very cool. I love this. That was Corsola. This is Cursula. Cursula is top tier. It's also pretty woke. It's like referencing the dying coral reef. Like we as humans are killing off the coral reefs, and yeah, it's a pretty woke move by Pokemon. And I also think that they're just incredible looking. Like something about taking a Pokemon and desaturating it entirely. Very cool. A+. All right, moving on. Zigzagoon, very nice. It's I think this color scheme fits Zigzagoon really well. So I'm gonna say this is still a good boy. Lanoon doesn't look great. Something about it, I don't know. It doesn't look as good as it could. Zigzagoon looks great. This looks kind of meh. Obstagoon, I think it is still a good boy. Yeah, Obstagoon's still a good boy. Darumaka, I have never liked this thing. I kind of hate Darumaka. Competitively, they're fine. Like Darumaka and Darmanitan, competitively, they're fine. I'm going off aesthetics, what I said earlier, and types, I guess. So one, ice types suck. I mean, that's not true. Ice types great offensively, but whatever. These things are just gonna die to everything because they're ice types. That's my point. Duraludon, I do not like. I haven't liked it since it's been shown. I think it looks really bad. It'll probably be a cool mon to use. Not the biggest fan. Sizzlipede is, I hate it. It looks really bad. Its evolution looks pretty cool. Its evolution gets it into good boys. But just like the Sizzlipede, not the best. Not the best. Oh, all these fossils are atrocious looking. Can we talk about this? All these fossils are atrocious looking. Arcozolt, which is an electric dragon? It looks real bad. Draco, this is an electric dragon, so this is electric ice. Okay, cool, you got that type down, and it's not a Rotom form, but okay, anyways, moving along. Dracozolt, substantially cooler, still looks like an experiment gone wrong. Starting to be a bad boy. Arctovish is an awful name, and it looks atrocious. Dracovish actually, I think, looks pretty cool. The color scheme is really dope. Ooh, did you hear? I put a weird emphasis on that word. The color scheme is really dope. I think I'm gonna put it in still good boys. It's also a dragon water type, so it's gonna be fantastic. That's not true. It's a dragon water type, so it might be reasonable. I guess maybe that's what I should have said, depending on stats. But I think that out of all of them, this is the one that looks the coolest. Also, I just did a gurgle thing. For whatever reason, sometimes my body does that. If you heard it, I'm sorry. It just sounds like a frog is croaking from my stomach. I don't know what it is. I should probably have it checked out. Okay, moving along. Galarian Farfetch. We don't have a good view of this thing. But also, I hate Farfetch, so as a rule of thumb, we gotta delete it. Surfetched wouldn't be here without Farfetch'd, so maybe we move Farfetch'd up one, because Surfetch'd, I don't want it deleted, but it's starting to be a bad boy. So we'll put Farfetch'd and I hate it, because maybe I don't want it deleted. Mr. Mime! This is a really good color palette from it. I love this. I love Mr. Mime, and I love Mr. Rhyme. There is something, this color palette's fantastic. It's real dumb. This is real dumb. Like, you want to talk about things that are dumb, that's this, but it's also kind of cool. It's just like an old man. It's got like a Mime Jr. face for a body. I don't know, dude. Something about it. It's just pretty cool. Galarian Weezing. This thing's got like top hat smokestacks. I don't know, dude. I think normal Weezing looks really cool, and then they put top hats on it. I think it's the Denny's. I think it's just okay. It gets points because it's a Weezing, but it's like just okay. Bear Trap. I hate Stunfisk. I hate Stunfisk, and I don't like Bear Trap Stunfisk. Bear Trap Fisk. These I love. The Galarian Meowth thing. Like, it's just a spiky ball, and Berserker looks like I don't know, like an enemy out of some JRPG that's like half of a demon. Are they dark types? Are they just dark types? Is that what they are? Where's the little symbol for dark types? Where's the fox boy? No, are they just normal? Are these boys just normal boys? I have no clue. I guess so. Are they steel? Oh, they're steel. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put you up here. You're the absolute best. Look at this guy. Very cool. Very cool, Kanye. Galarian Ponyta. It's cute. It's cute. I love it. Galarian Rapidash. It's got a big horn. It's not as cute. We're gonna put it one step down. Oh wait, what is its secondary typing? I haven't seen that. It's Psychic Fairy. Is that what that is? Is that a fairy symbol? I didn't mean to pick one that had. Oh wait, is this also revealed too? It's Psychic Ice. Are all these types confirmed? Is this accurate, or am I being lied to? I feel confused. I thought some of these types weren't confirmed yet. Interesting. Impidimp is the best boy. It's gonna be the absolute best. Yeah, I don't know. So this is Fairy, right? Yeah, Psychic Fairy. That might be a good mon, actually. Either way, it's not as cool as just the Ponyta. Like, something about it, not as good. Okay, Impidimp's the best boy. Impidimp's middle evolution is what I was trying to say. Cause look at this boy, he's evil. He's the Denny's. I don't like him that much, but he's definitely not bad. Now his final evolution is the best boy group. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm gonna have to rearrange this. You know what? I think I need to. This whole line shouldn't be here because realistically, I think this one's just a love. I think this one's just a love. These two are for sure. With like maybe these two are for sure. I'll rearrange stuff in a minute. I'll go through. I'll fine tune. Let's see. I haven't even seen this thing. What are these stupid things? Hatenna, Hatram, Hatterene. They're actually pretty cool looking. I'm a big fan of like mute pastel colors, like watercolor-esque, and that's what these look like. I just haven't seen these. So they're Psychic and then Psychic Fairy. I haven't seen full-blown art of these, so I'm just gonna say that they're good boys. And then you go here, and then you look pretty bad. I'm gonna say that you're the Denny's of this game. This thing. It looked like a bug, but it's mono fighting type because it's what is the word for this? I don't know. It's like a defensive tactic, or it's not. It's defensive, but also offensive. It's like how you would fight if you were an army of soldiers that all had shields and spears. Flanking, is that why it's phalanx? There's a word for it, but I don't know what it is. And the only reason I know the word is probably because I watched a movie Once Upon a Time or from Magic the Gathering. So there's a word for what this formation is. I don't know it. I thought this was a bug type for the longest time just looking at it. It's not. It's definitely not great because it's just a monofighting. Like, there's so many monotypes in this generation. If you just look at it, there's so many monotypes. Like, just look at I don't know. I feel like this is and again, I think that this is the trend, that there's so many monotypes probably for balance issues. Probably to make it to where there's not so many, like, I don't know, centralizing Pokemon for VGC. That's just a guess. I could be very wrong, but that's my guess. Pincurchin. This thing is very Denny's-esque because it's just, I feel like I could either love it or hate it, and there's really no in between, so I'm gonna put it here, just a hedge. Okay, so we're getting down to like the nitty-gritty here. Zacian and Zamazenta before they pick up their Sword and Shield. Zacian, pretty cool. These are okay. I don't like these. Is that a hot take? That I don't like them when they're decked out. They kind of look like Digimon, which isn't bad. I love Digimon. I wish that, I tweeted this the other day, I wish Cinderace looked like Antilamon from Digimon, because that would have been a cool bunny, and this bunny is just mediocre. But these things, I think, don't look as cool as these things. I don't know. All right, let's move along. I don't love or hate these right now, and that might change, so I'm gonna put them both, and they're still good boys. I'm actually gonna put Zacian up here, because I think Zacian looks better than Zamazenta. No lies. And then it picks up its sword, and I think it looks atrocious. I think it's starting to be a bad boy. And then Zamazenta picks up his shield, and I think he looks cool. That's really weird, right? Like, that's kind of strange. That Zacian picks up his sword, and I think he looks like garbage. And then Zamazenta picks up his shield, and I think I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna move out of there. Okay. Eternatus. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. This I feel like is a Pokemon that's gonna be massive in scale, like massive, just in size, right? Like if you look at it, this is a very small one. I have no clue what this is. I hate this because I don't know what it is. It looks like a spaceship, kinda like a UFO with a tentacle reaching out that branches off into claws. I hate it. I have no clue what it is. And this, me talking about the size was to kind of segue before I interrupted myself. It's kind of segue. I don't know if I can even judge these because I think that they're going to be so big that I can't tell what they look like until I see them. So I'm going to put the normal Eternatus. I think that this is an Eternatus that I can get down with. This one, I'm almost certain that I'm going to hate it regardless. And now let's get to the real nitty gritty. Let's get to the starters. This is probably we're gonna have some hot takes here. All right, so first off, Inteleon is real bad. I hate it. I think it's awful. That might change with time, but right now, Inteleon and Drizzy, I hate. I wouldn't delete them, but I hate them. I wouldn't delete that many things, I guess. Interesting. I thought I would have deleted more. Sobble's great. Sobble is a good boy. Scorbunny was the Denny's of the starters, and Grookey was clearly a love. Because I was gonna put him top tier, but probably not, actually. Probably not. Where did I gym? Okay, Grimmsnarl, he's up here. All right, very good. All right, this thing, actually pretty cool. This thing is a good boy, for sure. And then this thing, I think I love it. I didn't think I loved it at first. The more I'm looking at it, I think it's pretty dope looking. Now, I would love it more if it looked like Antilamon, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, all right, this thing's kind of cool. It's it's like a nice bunny soccer boy. I'm not in love with the fact that all of these are monotype. As far as I know, that's the first time, is it? No, that's how Gen 2 was, right? Just all monotypes, and then it hasn't been done since then? Yes, that is accurate. Because Gen 3, or not Gen 3, Gen 5 had 2 monotypes and then 1 firefighting again for whatever reason. Rillaboom is super dope. Rillaboom is a top tier boy, absolute best. And then this thing, it's just, it's like a slightly better Grookey, honestly. It's like a Grookey when he hit his teenage years. You know, he hit his teenage years and he started playing in a punk band. He was always a little bit on the cusp of joining a local band when he was a kid, 10 or 11. Then he hit his teenage years, picked up some drumsticks, joined the local punk band, maybe delved into post-hardcore a little bit, grew some cool hair, started drumming. He's the kind of kid who could carry the drumsticks around in class and spin them around and around and around and around. And then, it's just slightly better than Grookey. And then Rillaboom is like, I don't know, someone's dad that never stopped playing music, but never really made it into the big times, but is an incredibly talented musician. So now he runs sound at local music things, local concerts, what I'm trying to say. And then every once in a while, he subs in for a drummer in a band. And he's just like, he goes to work and he looks professional, and then he goes out on the weekends and he looks like this. So there you go. All right. Let's fine tune this. I feel like I was on a thought before that. Maybe it was about Cinderace. I don't know. My thoughts are pretty scattered. Okay, let's fine tune and then let's wrap it up. So, Poltegeist, below Flapple, this guy, Grimmsnarl way up here. Grimmsnarl, I think probably. Ooh, Dragapult might be my favorite, but I'm gonna go with Toxtricity because Poison is my favorite typing, just in the game, and Electric used to be my favorite typing when I was a kid. So I think this is gonna turn out to be my favorite. Now it might not be great, but it's really cool offensively. Like offensively, this thing smacks. It's really not good against ground types. Like it's super dead against them, and it also can't really touch them, just with its stabs. But other than that, offensively, this thing's like pretty dope. I think this thing's gonna be good just by metric of it's a pseudo, so it's gonna have a high base stat total, and its typing is great. This guy, Grimmsnarl, I've been looking at it. His stab, like the stab of Dark and Fairy, is only resisted by in this Pokedex is only resisted by Mawile, which is in the Dex, and then this guy, Zacian, when he's in his Steel Fairy Boy form. It's only resisted by those two. And obviously these aren't going to be in the same tiers. Unless this thing's so good it gets bumped to Ubers, which I kind of doubt. I'm kind of dreading that this thing's going to have a bad mechanic attached to it, sort of like slacking, right? Where it looks really powerful on its front and it's a 3-stage evolution. It's presumably not the pseudo. I'm really scared this thing's gonna have a negative mechanic attached to it because I want to love it so much. And offensively, just if it gets any decent offensive stat plus speed, or like a middling speed tier, even like 80 to 100, I think this thing is going to be really threatening, as long as it gets like dual stab coverage, because just nothing resists it. Let's keep going. I need to, this is a topic for another video. I have other videos planned. They'll be more scripted though, probably. I think Rillaboom above Impidimp. Berserker, that's such a cool name. Above Corviknight for sure. Cursula. Above Corviknight. There we go. All right, this is that. This guy is really cool. Let's jam him to the top. I think this first stage bird is super cute. Mr. Mime is very cool. Let's go up here. I'll just start shifting things forward that I think need to be moved forward. This is, I assume, if Emily watches these are her. Like, these are the embodiment of her, so I'm just gonna leave those there. Mr. Rhyme. It's not as cool as Mr. Mime, honestly, but it's cool. I love this guy so much. Okay. I think this is good. Oh, I love this Sandaconda. I wish it was a better typing. All right, there we go. That's good there. There's no way this is the best of the good boys. Just no way. I think Eldergoss is, honestly. Eldergoss, then Niget. I think I like this. Runerigus. I don't know, dude, some of these names are escaping me. Frostmoth is pretty cool looking. Silly Cobra looks good. I think I just moved those back and forth. These are way better than the elephants. The elephants probably, or this one at least, go to the bottom of the barrel. Raboot up here. I think this one's actually good. Let's chunk you to the very bottom of this. Okay, there we go. And these are all obviously random. Creamy to the bottom, Lulu to the bottom, you to the bottom. Yeah, these are the Denny's. I think I like the dog the most out of these. Eternatus is just here for limbo purposes, so I'm gonna put it in the bottom because I don't know what it's gonna be. This penguin I think is actually kind of cool. I think I like Drapple Pie. Could have named it that, I guess. Drapple Pie? Drapple Pea? Drapple Pea. I don't know. I'm just making them. I'm probably sound like a crazy person. Yes, these are fine, except I want to move. You know what? I'm actually you're gonna get a promotion. You're still gonna be a good boy. I just love the Impidimp line so much that I think you're still gonna be a good boy. And I just decided in this moment that you fall here. Above Raboots, below Draco. This, I might be giving it too much credit based on the small thumbnail and just like the small image I've seen on Twitter. It might suck a lot. Starting to be bad boys. Who's the best of these? You. Duraludon. Who's the worst of these? You. These things are like abominations. They're not good looking. These are just okay. Let's move them. Nope. Okay. I can deal with this. I can live with this. I hate these. You are probably the worst. You're down here. Darumaka's okay. This is atrocious, like an abomination. You're probably the worst, actually. Darmanitan's so much worse than Darumaka. I mean, it's above these things for sure. Inteleon, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna make people mad. This thing is awful. I don't know what this is. It doesn't even look like a thing. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't look like a thing. And then delete these. they're all deleted. It doesn't matter what order they're in. I want them all deleted. Okay, this is my list. All right, so a few things before I go. One, if you enjoyed sitting here listening to my, if I could talk good, if you enjoyed sitting here listening to me ramble for a hot minute, then leave a like and, subscribe if you're new. We'll probably be doing Sword and Shield content. I'm going on my honeymoon the week after Sword and Shield is released. So I've got, I don't know, I think it's like 4 days to play with the game and record stuff before I leave. I don't know if I'll get anything done or not, but I'm gonna try. So be here and try with me. Other than that, have a great day. I love you. Like and subscribe. I'm sorry, that's how unprofessional of my virus protection software to pop up while I'm outroing. So yeah, like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know. You can do your own tier list. I will link these in the description down below. I changed all these titles, like it was like S+, SA, blah, 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 blah. I changed them to these, so if you want the full effect, you also have to change them to these, because these are probably the best tierings that you could use, the absolute best. I love these, still good boys. The Denny's of Sword and Shield, this is the most important one. Like, make sure you include this one, because it's the best. Starting to be bad boys, I hate these and delete. So there you go. That's the video. Thank you for your time. Sorry I rambled for the entire video. But yeah, okay. I think this was everything too. Like, I don't know if there's new Pokemon that have been spoiled after this that are missing, but as far as I know, this is everything. All right, okay. I'm kind of done here. Oh man. I should probably like update people on my life at some point, but that's not right now. That's just not right now. I got married. We talked about that. All right, I'm kind of done here. I gotta leave. Love you, and like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter. All right, that's it. Okay, bye.
Scene of all my crimes.